Hey guys, it's Mario from MarioLife.com and I'm in Union Square right now and I'm trying to make some screenshots here, and it seems I have to bump up my ISO very high as it's rainy, dark evening. So let's have a look how it works out. Okay guys, let's see what this delivered us. So the first image wasn't really with a high ISO, as you probably think ISO 500, 1/20th of a second here and an aperture of 2.8. And my focus lay on this building here. What surprised me is with this image is that the movement of the people isn't quite blurry as I would expect by a shutter speed that low. Probably the people didn't walk that fast. So when I have a look here at the building, so you see no noise, and this doesn't surprise me. The Remy at the building, what you probably could expect to be some chromatic aberration, and for a certain percentage it probably is most likely the result of shakiness, even though the 70-50 2.8 lens has an image stabilization system in it. 1/20th of a second is really slow. So let's go further, and again 1/50th of a second f2.8. Also ISO 500. I focus a little bit here on this guy, what stand in this harsh light in his stand at the street. Spot on this image. I like the colors, I like the details here, I like the blurriness of the movement what is captured, and other than the image before, this is an image that I would publish without not standing behind it. So the next thing, this isn't in an image what I would publish, and this is just because it's not spot on and the cats are blurry. But I have a reason to show you this 3 cats and story behind this, and this surprised face of the woman from the animal shelter who sat there with animals gathering money for the shelter. And I always give my change to the shelter when I'm at Union Square, and you see that both images are taken with an ISO of 4000, and in this case it's best to convert it to black and white. And the reason for this is it's just, even so you get the noise out of it at 4000 ISO, it's most likely that you don't get everything out of it. So if you go to black and white, you come away with it as it looks more like a film grain. What's a very nice thing to do. So, and now in a short break I will tell you why this woman is looking as surprised as she is. See you in a minute. So the reason for the surprised expression on a woman's face, that woman from the shelter with the 3 kittens, was the fact that I suddenly were a long, tall, slender Asian woman with this high heels, and she had enormous long legs, as long they even touched the ground, that long. Long black hair, a few children around her, a few kind of bodyguards or something. However, street photography is street photography, so I took her image, but I looked at it, it wasn't sharp enough, so I deleted it immediately, and I knew I didn't have a second shot here without getting noticed, and then it wouldn't be candid anymore. So I decided not to take an image at all. Suddenly the children were pointing at me, and a woman asked me, "Oh, did you just take my picture? Are you a paparazzi?" And I said no, and I didn't felt that I lied, as I just deleted the image. So after she bought these 3 cats, and I hope gave them a good home, I went further, taking the street shots that I just showed you, and then suddenly she came around the corner with her bodyguards, the children, wearing the cats. They stepped into a huge Bentley and drove away. So I don't know, I'd never seen her before, probably a celebrity I've never heard of before, but however, this was the reason for the surprised woman from the animal shelter. So now let's go further with the other image. So welcome back. We have here one at 1/30th of a second, 2.8, a hip shot with ISO 2000. So I really took this, I leaned against the wall and shot this from my hip, not to get noticed, to keep it candid. This is what street photography is all about, and I really like this. A guy behind a stand here for hot dogs, pretzels or whatever he sells, and just like a really hard-working American, they are all. New Yorkers are always busy. They work like horses, so getting a little bit tired is normal. You see no noise here, ISO 2000. Of course you have to do noise reduction, and at this ISOs I personally prefer to go to black and white. But even so, if I had shot that in other light circumstances, and I would probably have just used ISO 100, this image works best for me in black and white. This is just how it is. I found this a strong image. So another one, not that strong, not an image that I would publish anyway, but again ISO 2000, hip shot 2.8, 1/50 of a second, also here. But the scenery of course isn't that bad. So another hip shot here. People are always on their phone these days, 1/50 of a second, same settings as the two former images, and you see again, okay, you see here nearly no noise. And let's go further to the last image, just 400 ISO. But what's funny about this image is the fact that I shot it at shutter speed of 1/8 of a second, and I really don't have that steady hand, you know, even though your lens has the optical stabilization in it. 1/8 of a second isn't really a shutter speed that you should use, and I really wasn't that aware of it. But yeah, this is why it surprised me that I get it quite sharp without many blur. So, and always, if you see something, say something. This is our motto in New York, here and everywhere else in America, of course. So I should have told anybody. If I would have seen a cop there, I would have attended him on this bag that was lying there. You never know, on a busy place like Union Square. So I hope you found this a little bit interesting, and see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Happy shooting.